So let me take you live then to the Northwest, and ENCA's Slindelo Masikane was in court and joins me now for an update. So Slindelo, this case, yet another day, yet another name of a young woman that we've come to know under these tragic circumstances that speak to the violence against women in our society. Tell me about the mood during the court appearance of this 19-year-old and also the mood in the community given this shocking crime.
As you've correctly stated, Tulas, yet another murder of a young woman whose life was taken abruptly, a young woman who had hopes, who had dreams, whose family tells me aspired to be a musician. Just 18 years old, Gomolemo Legae is no more. This morning, her family laid her to rest and then prepared themselves to come face to face with her alleged killer at the Mabato Magistrates Court. The funeral service was kept short in order for the family to be able to attend the court proceedings. And as you can imagine, the Siweding community where Gomolemo is from is quite distraught. They are quite angry, frustrated, and are hoping to see justice take its course, along with the family who along with the community, in fact, are calling for the death penalty in cases such as this one, where the lives of young women and children are taken at the hands of men. And so what happened in court today was quite a brief appearance, a first appearance for the accused, who was handed over to the police by his family, his brother to be more exact, and he is facing one count of premeditated murder as well as a count of rape. And the mood in the courtroom, Tulas, I could say, was quite angry, because it took quite frustrating for the community as well as the family, who were waiting for quite some time for the accused to appear, only for that appearance to be quite brief. But I think they were quite pleased with the fact that the accused abandoned bail, because they were saying at the funeral that if he had to be let go and let back into the community would not be responsible for what would happen next to him. So I think from the family as well as the community, they are happy to see him remain behind bars, but want to see justice take its course.
I take it, Slee, that because the proceedings were quite brief, we did not get to hear much from the accused. We're seeing visuals as you and I are speaking from inside court a bit earlier on, and the number of people that were inside there. I imagine that they would have wanted to, at the very least, go some way by trying to make sense of this crime, which at this point really is, it doesn't make any sense.
Certainly. I mean, the details around the motives are still quite sketchy. They're still unclear. But all we know at this stage is that Gomolemo was making her way home when she was suddenly approached by the accused. It is stated in the police release that she did scream, and it seems that the accused then proceeded to make his way to the nearest petrol station in the area and bought petrol. He's been caught on CCTV footage buying that particular petrol, and he was wearing a cap at that stage, which was subsequently then left at the scene of the crime, which is, I think, what the police are also using in order to identify him as the person responsible for Gomolemo's murder. Not only that, but Gomolemo put up a fight during the last few hours of her being alive. She is said to have then been able to even name the accused before she took her last breath, naming this particular person, Karabo Bahorotsi, as her killer. And so he was then subsequently arrested after he was then handed over by his family to the police. And so I think as the case continues, we will then hear more details around the possible motive. We understand, of course, that the proceedings were adjourned for further investigations in order to give the prosecution reasonable prospects of success in terms of prosecuting the accused in this matter.
All right, live for us from the Northwest, ENCA's Slindelo Masikane.